Take a listen to this native speaker. He uses some very useful expressions. Then we'll check what he said and make sure we understand it. If you're ready, here we go.
You're probably expecting me to say Steve Irwin. And of course, yes. He's one of, if not the biggest national treasures. I reckon he made half the world care more about wildlife. He always had so much energy and passion. It was hard not to get drawn in. But for me, and I'm sure many other Aussies would agree, I'd have to say Hugh Jackman. The guy's done everything, from Wolverine to singing and dancing, and he still seems like a really down-to-earth guy. I think he represents us well. And speaking of movie stars, I'd have to give an honourable mention to Nicole Kidman. She's had a huge acting career, as well as all of the charity work she's done.
Okay, so firstly, we want to summarize what he was talking about. Can you give the topic in one sentence? Have a try in your head. He was talking about his favorite national treasures of Australia. So a national treasure is a famous person, a celebrity that is very loved by the country. It's a very positive thing to say. Now let's take a look at the whole script whilst trying to answer some questions. Firstly, who does the speaker think is the most obvious answer? If we take a look, you're probably expecting me to say Steve Irwin. And of course, yes, he's one of, if not the biggest national treasures. So this is a very useful expression. It's a great way to argue your favorite or the best or the top of something, but you are also admitting that there are some other choices. It's very subjective, it's very personal. Coffee is one of, if not the most popular drinks in the world. Now, you're saying it's popular, so that's not quite as personal, but you do not have data of tea, coffee, Coca-Cola. You're just saying it's definitely one of the top drinks. You can also say something is in the top 5 or the top 10, like that. So whoever he's talking to, he says, you're expecting me to say Steve Irwin. So that to me answers the question. He is thinking that Steve Irwin is the most obvious answer. Let's look at the next question. What made Steve Irwin so engaging? Engaging, interesting to watch, very captivating. You could also say, he says, I reckon he made half the world care more about wildlife. He always had so much energy and passion, it was hard not to get drawn in. If you get drawn in, that is getting interested in something strongly, emotionally. The first chapter is so well written, you get drawn in immediately. You're emotionally invested in that person or in that thing. What made you get drawn in? His energy and passion. That's the answer to the second question. What made Steve Irwin so engaging? His energy and his passion. Then he talks about 2 more people. And while we're looking at that, this is a little harder. Can you order his personal top 3 national treasures? The key word here is personal. So even though he thought Steve Irwin would be the most popular answer, he then says next, but for me, and I'm sure many other Aussies, Australian people would agree, I'd have to say Hugh Jackman. So the way he's saying it, for me, I'd have to say Hugh Jackman. This is his personal choice. This is his personal favorite. Then he goes on to explain why. The guy's done everything from Wolverine to singing, dancing, and he still seems like a really down-to-earth guy. If you're not sure exactly what a down-to-earth person means, it's very hard to pinpoint because it's very flexible. But to give you a slight idea, a genuine person, authentic, very friendly, easy to talk to. It's not somebody that is arrogant. It's definitely not somebody that is hard to approach or hard to talk to. That should give you a feel if you're not too familiar. I think he represents as well, representing the country. So that's the second person. And then, speaking of movie stars, I'd have to give an honourable mention to Nicole Kidman. So this is the third person he mentions. And when he says honourable mention, he is putting her a little bit below the other 2. Something that is worth mentioning, something that is also very good, but not quite taking the top. Before we announce the top 5 TV moments of the year, let's give an honourable mention to something that's a very common way you'll hear it said on telly. You can also say runner-up as well. Then he just says she's had a huge acting career as well as all of the charity work she's done. So if you're ordering his personal top 5, because of the way he said it, you would put, I'm forgetting the names now. He would put Hugh Jackman at the top for himself, then Steve Irwin, and because he said honourable mention, Nicole Kidman would naturally be third at the bottom, but he's still acknowledging that she is very important. Now, can you guess the speaker's accent? Today it's probably a little bit easier because of the topic, but yes, he is from Australia. I really encourage you to go back and listen one more time now that we've discussed that. But if you are feeling confident that you understood it, here is your Australian accent medal. And if you are ready for a very different kind of accent, I recommend this one next. Thanks so much for watching and have a good day.